Oh, that was a good feckin' movie. I can say it that way. I'm Irish. It's okay, everyone. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. No, but really terrific movie. I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. When raise up, I'm going with Grant. Everybody. I finally saw it. Yeah, today we're talking about a movie that I've been trying to see for a really long time. I finally got to see it, and that movie is The Banshees of Inisherin. The Banshees of Inisherin is written and directed by Martin McDonagh, one of the great filmmakers right now. His previous work includes In Bruges, which is terrific, Seven Psychopaths, which is very good, and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which is one of the best of the last decade that just ended. So, what is The Banshees of Inisherin about? Well, actually, something pretty simple that goes kind of haywire. Basically, the story begins, it's 1920s Ireland on the little island village of Inisherin. There is a fellow named Paddock. He's played terrifically by Colin Farrell. And one day, happy-go-lucky Paddock is taking his little donkey Jenny and his various, farm animals around and stops by to ask his old buddy Colm, played by Brendan Gleeson, if he wants to go to the pub. He doesn't say anything. He goes to tell his sister, Siobhan, played by another terrific performance by Carrie Condon. She tells him, and he says he's baffled as well. She goes, jokingly, maybe he just don't like you no more. And then 5 minutes later, he confronts Colm in the pub. And asks him, why aren't you talking to me? And he says, in, those few words, it's nothing you did, I just don't like you no more. This begins a chain of events that will change both of their lives forever. In his pursuit of, his dogged and somewhat foolish pursuit of winning back the friendship of Colm, it escalates from there, and this is not supposed in the trailer where he tells them, alright, listen, right here, when he's sneaking around to try to get, a moment with Colm says, look, basically his reasons are he's getting older and he has no time for dullness. So what he tells him is, if you try to bother me again, for every time you do, I'm going to take my sheep shears and I'm going to cut off one of my fingers on my fiddling hand. Like he does that move. So, between that and the various other locals, including a very strange young man, but with a big heart, played by Barry Keoghan, who may or may not be being abused by his police officer father, to that cute little donkey, to a very mysterious woman named Mrs. McCormack, who seems to portend that death will be coming to the island village. How will Colm and Paddock's friendship survive this escalating feud? Let the very, very dark comedy and deep, impactful emotions begin. So, The Banshees of Inisherin is just great. This is another case of 2022 striking again. This movie, I totally get the hype for this movie. I was always excited for it because it was Martin McDonagh. He's one of my favorite directors. But it never came to my town. This movie still has not come to Edwardsville. So I had to wait until tonight when, bless us, HBO Max had the film. And I watched it last night, this review I'm getting to you a little bit after. I loved this movie. I abso-fucking-lutely loved The Banshees of Inisherin. I abso-feckin-lutely loved The Banshees of Inisherin. What I loved about it is its escalation. Now, for the first, I'd say, 20 minutes of this movie, 20, 30 minutes, I was kind of wondering where it was going. It was kind of like, okay, it's a little bit of a slow burn, especially at the start, and you're kind of like, which is fine, because, I'm totally cool with the slow burn, and I was engaged in it, and I was laughing, like, the humor was getting me, but I was like, kind of, where is this going? And then once we kind of start to see why Colm isn't talking to Paddock, you're kind of in, and it just kind of escalates. And for a movie that's almost 2 hours, it moves really nicely. I mean, you really don't feel the time at all. And the thing is, too, is that it's very funny. It's definitely one of the best screenplays of the year. But it's that kind of it sticks in your throat. It's kind of that dark, black as night humor. But what makes this truly, I think, one of the best films of the year is the deep sadness underneath. What this movie is about, and I don't want to get into too much detail for fear of spoilers, is about this Colin character who's a fiddler and who's a songwriter, excuse me, who genuinely, I think at the bottom of his heart, doesn't want to hurt this other guy. Doesn't want to hurt this younger friend of his, of Paddock. But he just wants to be left alone, and I think he's kind of... But at the same time, he's going about it the wrong way, because I think what he begins to realize, the more he gets closer to the goal he has of getting this guy to kind of leave him alone, is how much he kind of likes the weirdo, and how he kind of likes the... But by the time he realizes it, it's almost kind of too little too late, like the bridges have been burned. There's a really poignant scene at one point where he's talking in the confessional to the priest, and he asks him, "How's the despair?" Like, this guy is clearly in a deep depression, and he says, it's like, oh, it's, basically like, I'm getting by on it, and you're just like, yeah, this is just a really sad guy. I think he's afraid of death, and he's afraid of aging, and I think he kind of needs this friend more than he wants to admit. But he's a stubborn old Irish mule. And I think that he wants to... And it's the other thing I think is really interesting about this movie is the idea of these grown people telling this guy, well, you're not being nice. And I think the point he's trying to make with that is that you kind of see this transformation in the Paddock character as the film goes along and the feud intensifies, where he goes from this kind of happy-go-lucky, almost childlike character, kind of like lovable dolt, to being kind of bitter and angry like Colm, because of things that Colm is doing to him, and this is the way he's kind of ghosting him, I guess, and kind of making him feel like shit. And it shows the genuine need for kindness and to not be stuck in a curmudgeonly zone, too. This is a really, really deep film. I almost feel like I shouldn't have reviewed this movie without watching it at least one more time, because it is one of those cases... Now, I'm not going to do that, because I have this thing where I do review movies when I first see them because I want them to be fresh in the mind. And more often than not, I want them to be close to when the movie comes out so that people can see it. It's been 2 months since this movie came out. Most people who are watching this have probably already seen it, or, probably won't see it at this point. But I'm just saying, I love the Banshees of Inisherin. I really don't have any flaws with it. I do think, though, that I could understand... Now, apparently it is doing well with audiences, but I could understand someone being like... wanting it to be... there are some people who really don't like dark comedy. I'm not one of those people. I have a dark sense of humor. I like that kind of more caustic, acidic humor. Some people just don't like that. And I feel like first off, why are you seeing a Martin McDonagh movie? Because you're not going to like it, because that's his whole thing. But it's also like... I feel like it's going to be lost on people because it is such a slow-paced movie, and it kind of takes its time with it. But I love this movie. I thought this movie was great. I really understand why so many people have told me how great it is and how it's become, top on the list. Do I think it's at the top of my list right now? No, not necessarily, but I really did love the movie, and it's definitely in the top 25. Absolutely. This is definitely going to be... You're going to be hearing about this when we do the stream, for sure. I'm going to give the Banshees of Inisherin. Yep. You see it, undeniably. Bang, 5 out of 5 stars to the Banshees of Inisherin. There's no doubt in my mind this is one of the best movies of the year. I feel like I do need to see it again, though. And I feel like the more it sits with me, the better it's going to get. I literally watched this just before I fell asleep, and I just kind of was getting kind of my bearings when I reviewed this. I have a good feeling that within the next few days it's going to go up the ladder of my list, because it really is a terrific movie. I highly recommend checking it out. It is now on HBO Max. Go watch the Banshees of Inisherin. Alright. Trailer Trash None. Watch it on HBO Max. Was there shawarma? No, there was not. And that's it. So we will be back tonight for a review of another one I haven't had access to until now. After Sun. We'll have a review of that tonight. Thursday is Avatar: The Way of Water. And this weekend we'll have reviews of Bardo from Alejandro Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu, sorry. We also have a review of Snow Day, because of what I was looking at. We also have a review coming up for next week. Babylon, I Want to Dance with Somebody, and maybe The Whale. I know it's expanding nationwide. If it is, we will definitely be seeing that one. And more to come. That'll all be next time, and until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all, and I appreciate you all. I love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does, but that's what you're supposed to do. Or so I've been told. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at RaisinPopcorn I'm on Twitter. I'm at RaiseGrant. You can also find me on Facebook, Raisin Popcorn with Grant. On Serialized, I'm all one word, all lowercase. Raised on Popcorn. Check out my podcast, Raisin Popcorn with Grant, the podcast on Spotify and Anchor. Leave a comment, even if it's, hey Grant, I like waffles. It really helps out. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important, and I want to know down below, what did you think of the Banshees of Inisherin? Did you like the movie? Hate the movie? Think my opinion's good? Think you're full of shit? Comment below, let me know. And until we meet again, we're all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care. Bye.